Nightclub Simulator looks like a combination between Drunkn Bar Fight and Dance Dance Revolution. This game is currently in development, has a demo version for free out on App Lab. It hasn't been out for very long, but it has 66 ratings with a near perfect 5-star rating. 90% of those are 5 stars and only 8% are 4 stars. This game advertises itself as a VR game with a high degree of freedom. You can see ragdoll physics here as you are hanging out in the nightclub, choosing whether to have some drinks, dance with some people, or just get into an all-out brawl. The characters have emojis that pop up to show you how they are feeling about the actions that you are doing in the club. It's hard to even find a bad review. Most reviews here say it is great and they just want more of this game. Check it out and let me know what you think in the comments. Grab is a truly unique VR game. Not only is it a parkour game, but it is multiplayer and it has a level editor that allows you to build your own levels and then bring your friends into play. With a nearly 5-star rating and 87% 5-star ratings, people say this is absolutely a blast. The game advertises there is already over 100,000 community levels. You can play with up to 10 people. It's an active game with fun physics-based controls. And for me personally, any game where you can make your own levels in the game and then play them or bring friends into play, I've always loved that. So bring that into VR, and Grab looks absolutely amazing. If you've tried it, I'd love to hear what you thought. Penguin Paradise was a game one of you actually suggested in the comments to add to one of our free games lists. At first glance, this game has kind of blocky aesthetics similar to Gorilla Tag, although this is more of a skiing type simulator and calls itself a multiplayer slip sliding adventure game for all ages. With a decent amount of 5-star ratings, 64%, there is still a lot of 1-star ratings too. Some of the lower ratings, of course, citing community members, toxic people there, and then other problems with glitches, people not getting their ice cubes that they earned, and a lot of the 5-star ratings definitely seeming like they may have come from a younger audience, as we see a lot of different artwork and random spellings in the reviews. If it's a game that you're into this kind of aesthetic or look, it might be worth checking out. Undead Quest is a very recent addition to the Quest store and currently has a free demo version out that you can check out. The game is described as a fun single-player arcade game where you're using a bat, and a ball, and some spells to fight against hordes of undead creatures. Looking like your typical wave shooter type game, this game pits you up against all kinds of different undead creatures, but it does have cutscenes that actually show off the plot of the game. It's got about 70% or 69% 5-star ratings, but that is of very few ratings so far, only 13 ratings, and the 1-star says it just wouldn't work on the original Quest. The developer actually has contacted us personally, said this is a game in development with a lot more to come, so this might be one to keep an eye on or check out now if this is something that interests you. V-Speedway is a VR single-player racing game that has time attack modes, free ride, and single races, but what makes this game really unique in that it's racing, you actually use a working wheel, handbrake, shifter, and even rear view mirrors to see the other players. There are online leaderboards where you can go to try and beat your friends, and this game has over a 4-star rating with 61% 5-star reviews. People, of course, in the reviews are saying needs to add multiplayer, people mentioning that they would like to be able to choose cars, and of course that this is just a great start. The developer even advertises that there is downtownclub.quest, another game in development they're working on that you can check out in the future. This is compatible with B-Haptics, so if you're one of the few people that has a B-Haptics vest, this would be one where you can race and feel those car wrecks. Fish Game was another game that was suggested to me in the comments to add to the free games list, so make sure if you have other free games you haven't seen on one of the lists, let me know in the comments down below. Fish Game says, become fish with friends. Basically looks like a simpler version of a Rec Room style game. You are walking around in multiplayer social lobbies, meeting new people, and you are even able to build in these lobbies and play mini games. Their top 2 mini games they mention are their original ones that they made: Swords, where you have 3 lives, you're trying to kill all the other fish, and Boats, where angry fishermen are trying to catch you with their fishing net. Now, with 73% 5-star ratings and 16% 1-star ratings, the reviews definitely look like they may be marked by a lot of younger reviews. One in the 1-star category says, it's really amazing fun, but they wanted to write a review down in the 1 stars for no reason, but the game is amazing and you should try it. Poor developer. The developer did respond to that, of course, but a lot of people saying the hand locomotion that this offers is one of the best. It's not a Gorilla Tag ripoff, people even say. Definitely something that might be interesting to check out if you like lobbies that can have all kinds of characters in them, or something that you might want to check out if that's not your case with friends. Brisk Square is currently in early access on App Lab and is free. This game looks very similar to Pistol Whip in that it propels you down a hallway and you fight enemies as they are propelled towards you. There's sword slashing, there's weapons, and even powers that have you push, pull, and crash objects with your other hand, not your sword hand, to collect points to reach the top of a worldwide leaderboard. This isn't infinite run game, so it does go on forever down this cyberpunk hallway, and you're trying to reach your way to the very top of the leaderboard. With 726 ratings, 84% of them are 5 stars, with mostly positive reviews of people saying the game is really cool, it's awesome, it's really fun, and some giving less stars because they said that it says that it doesn't require internet connection, but it apparently does to validate to the servers. With that said, and my love for Pistol Whip, this game looks right up my alley, so if you've tried it, I'd love to hear about it. For those of you who are big fans of card collecting games where you can play against your friends and build up your pack of cards, Cards and Tankards may just be the free game you haven't checked out yet. Advertising itself as VR's first social collectible card game, you can collect over 160 cards. They've got 4 factions, completely customizable decks, and cross-platform multiplayer, so there should be enough people whenever you walk into this old-timey bar, you can play with other people. With 730 ratings, this has a 77% 5 stars. Reviews compare this game to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Mixed with Pokemon type game, although some of the less than positive reviews are saying that people get banned too easily, that moderators may be banning the wrong people. All something to consider if you're going to put your time into a game that you're going to try and build a big card deck. If you were to then lose access to that, that could really feel bad. From what I've heard from people who have played it, it is really good and is the best game still if you want to have a collectible card game in VR. T for God is another suggestion from the comments that came up because this is a truly unique VR game. Procedural generation allows you to use your physical play space you've set up at home to continue the game going only using your own in-game locomotion. You walking around the room, it changes the environment around you either by adding elevators, hallways, and it keeps you walking in your own play space but exploring this large world. Although this game has been out for a while now, it's still not that well known. With only 362 ratings, 87% of them are 5-star. People say it is super well executed, one of the best VR games, good, so many great reviews. With very few 1-star reviews, they definitely are interesting to read, where some people were just trying to get the devs' attention and others saying that people don't have enough play space. It sounds like it is important to have at least some play space to make this more of an immersive experience, but almost all people are giving this game a really good review and rating, and I would highly recommend checking it out. The full game is being developed and at some point should fully release, but for now, while it's free, definitely the time to get in on it. Recently mentioned on our free horror games list, I'll leave a link up here in case you want to check that list out. PolarDread is a FNAF style fan game that puts you in a winter themed resort trying to escape a massive mechanical bear. Although in this one you can throw objects, fight back, or even throw some of the enemies themselves, but you're closing doors, vents, and you're trying to let the clock strike 6 so that you can survive. 218 ratings give this a nearly 5-star rating. People say it's scary, people say it's really scary, and some people say it's not scary enough and give it a lower review score. Definitely a game that looks like a labor of love from a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but something to check out if you're into the horror side of things. What are some free games I haven't mentioned yet? We've done many lists now. I think we've got nearly 50 games that we can put together for you in case you're looking for some free experiences on Quest 2. But thank you so much for coming out, and Willow and I, she looks so grumpy. We'll see you in another reality.